Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They go play action. Cousins. He'll buy some time right. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things that I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Trey Burton, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Cousins to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. Lets it go for Nelson. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. J.J. Nelson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Flush to his right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Kyle Fuller there defensively.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw it is Cousins. Oh, he finds his running back who snuck right down the middle of the field. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
180. Mike 5-4. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
They'll run for the first time with Tariq Cohen. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
We want this. Check 50. Check 50. I got him. Back to mine. I got him. Hey, ball.
From the 40 now on second down. Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Now Trubisky lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
This is taken at about the 14. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. being chased out left. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins, open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Cousins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got a bike. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, this is Madison. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And his kick is indeed good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 1st down, Trubisky. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down.
Greystone travel. Hey, box truck.
So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Alert. 18. Hey, 18, 18, 18.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there. That'll bring up second down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
On second and 15 now. Trubisky, he gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
18, 18, 18. Blue. Hey, Delta.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's gonna wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Check safety.
Second and 10, it's Trubisky again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Cousins on target to Diggs. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Cousins now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. Here's Cousins. Rolling to his left. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Madison running on first down. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Going on the ground with Madison. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
4 down. Watch 84. Watch 84. You gonna take.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. They're going for it. Here's Madison, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
14, Vikings 10.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Trubisky will throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson in the final seconds of the first half as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And Diggs has it. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, It's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
I got you, boy. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there.
Alert!
Okay, guys. On your team.
Now it's Trubisky. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. 3rd down here.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. On 3rd down, Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Hey, exit.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Hey, wahoo!
Again, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Off the play fake, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Madison. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Now Trubisky on 1st down. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Recon, 152 fighter.
1st down, a run with Cohen. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured bear on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Here we go.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky caught by Nelson. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. Big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will get the lead up to 14. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That's a gain of 3.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Here we go.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
We got to get the ball. Do you get the ball right here?
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Wide open receiver complete. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Running from the shotgun with Madison.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Hey, tight.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Diggs. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. To throw again on 2nd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll run with Boone here. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Watch the screen. Smooth.
3rd and long for Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the 4th quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard and realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Cousins now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. To the air again, it's Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 point.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this... Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Below Nichols, and the Bears will get the football back. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Oh, Trubisky going to throw. Lets it go for Nelson. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
I got you, baby. I got you. Alert.
Now Trubisky. He's going to let this one go deep. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Following the interception, Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points mean this is now a 2-score game.
And 2 doesn't seem like much, does it? But it means everything in this situation, because now they're going to have to look back, and ultimately that might be the play that ends up deciding this game.
Get ready.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
It's a gain of 34. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Bears, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get a chance to redeem